They said that if you just started meditating every day and doing some breath work, things would just be better, right? No, that's not it. I'm Eric Allman, Transformational Men's Coach. And in this transmission, I'm going to talk a little bit about the side that people don't like to talk about, the shadow. And since the time we were young, we were taught to develop the light side, the things that were beautiful about us. Do more of that. The things that the grown-ups, our parents, or teachers didn't like about us, we were taught to make those smaller. Robert Bly talks about the long bag we drag behind us. And he's talking about the shadow. And he talks about how up until we're 20, we put all the pieces that we learned not to like about ourselves and that our parents and grown-ups told us to, quiet down and make these things a little smaller. That's the message we took, to put all those things in the bag. And then from 21 on, we start learning to pull all them back out and shine the light back on them. And the reason he talks about this, and the reason a lot of people, Carl Jung and different people, talk about the shadow, is because, yes, it's great to have these beautiful practices to nurture ourselves. Meditation, strengthen our insight, breath work, connecting us to our body, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, all these different tools that we can use, Reiki. Well, and Reiki does its own category. But all of these things to really help bring balance to the body, bring balance to the mind, develop this beautiful side of ourselves. And yes, there are some aspects that assist in the shadow work. But if you're avoiding the shadow work, you're avoiding and you're really setting yourself up for painful times. Because the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. And it's the same as if you were outside right now and the sun was shining brightly on you and just you were basking in beautiful bright sunlight. There would be a dark shadow behind you because of the contrast between light and dark. It's the same way for if you really develop this beautiful part of yourself. In contrast to that beautiful part, the pieces that you hid away of yourself, in contrast, become darker. And there's a point where they don't fit. They don't fit. And they drive your unconscious behavior. Because those pieces are always there, whether you want them to be or not. And your job, as you're going through this awakening process, is to shine the light into those shadows. So you can start to deprogram yourself. Because all the things and messages you took on over the years about who you were, what you could do, what you were good at, what you were bad at, what people liked, what people didn't, what you could do to feel loved, and what you should not do if you wanted to feel loved. All those things happened a long time ago. Maybe some of them were recent, but many of them happened a long time ago. And they're still driving your behavior today. It's driving the way you show up in your relationships. It's driving the way you perform at work. It's driving all of it. 95% of our actions are driven by unconscious thoughts and stories. So it becomes difficult to unpack your own shadow and to shine a light on it. And that's where the beauty of being supported lies. And I have a firm belief that men supporting other men is a beautiful way to create a container for a man to allow himself to be vulnerable and go into his feminine side and feel things that maybe he hasn't felt. He's avoided feeling. Things that lurk in the shadows, but are every bit a part of that man. So if you're a man who's ready to be supported and start shining a light into your shadow so that you can become a more whole, more complete, more heart-centered man, send me a DM and I would love to support you in that way. Have a beautiful day.